Chapter 40. We must now understand the aspect of the source of the letters of the thought of Bina, Tevuna, and Leah in a manner of particulars. As explained in various places in the Zohar, there is one kind of thought and there is another kind of thought. For example, there is the aspect of the concealed thought, machshava stima'ah, of Arich Anpin, and the aspect of the primal thought, machshava hakduma, of Adam Kadmon and the like. Now, the explanation of the matter is that in the holy language, desire, ratzon, is also called by the term thought, machshava. For example, the verse, I repent of the evil that I thought to do to them, means that I desired to do to them as known. This is because desire immediately vests within thought in the brain. Thus, the desire and the thought of the desire are as one. Therefore, thought is called by the term desire, and desire is called by the term thought. For example, the statement, when it arose in his desire means when it arose in his thought, etc. Now, this is called concealed thought, machshava stima'ah, in accordance to the aspect of hiddenness of the desire. Thus, the thought within which the desire is invested is likewise hidden and concealed. It therefore is called concealed thought. This is the aspect of the letters of the desire, as mentioned above. However, the aspect of the primal thought, machshava kduma, of Adam Kadmon, precedes even the concealed desire, ratzon hane'elam. On the contrary, it is the source of the concealed desire which is called the desire for the desire, ratzon laratzon, etc. This too is an aspect of thought within which there vests the aspect of the primal desire which preceded all desires for desires, as explained in chapter 17. Nevertheless, it is called by the term the primal thought. In this manner, we may understand this concept all the way to the highest levels, even on the level of the thought of the simple desire, literally, as it is in the very essential self himself, as mentioned previously in chapter 10. Now, in regard to desire which spontaneously enters the brain, we observe that it enters the strands of the brain in a way of simple thought, not made up of letters at all. This is because, in truth, desire does not have an aspect of an organ vessel, such as the other letters, for example, like how the light of the intellect vests within the organ of the brain, etc. However, the power and light of the desire spreads forth in the strands of the brain, i.e. the nervous system, so that all the limbs obey the desire of the brain. These are called the nerves, which are very fine, and from which the power of movement and the power of feeling in the limbs come forth, as known. For example, when one stretches out his hand or foot, or gathers them in, it only is in accordance to the desire which rises spontaneously in his brain. Now, there is also a different kind of thought, which is in an aspect of actual letters of thought. These letters come about through the aspect of the understanding and comprehension, i.e. Bina, which precedes them, which is called analytical thought, machshava iyunit. As we clearly observe in regard to every intellectual concept and reasoning which is grasped in the mind of Bina, which is called understanding, it immediately comes into analytical thought, which is called intelligent thought, machshevet sechel. This is the power of analytical thought, machshava iyunit, which specifically includes all intellectual analysis, but has no relationship to desire, ratzon, altogether. This kind of thought is therefore not at all called by the term desire, ratzon, since it is not within the nerves of the brain, i.e. the nervous system altogether. Rather, it is actually within the brain of Bina itself. In other words, in the organ, the vessel, for the comprehension and understanding of the intellectual concept itself, there is an organ, a vessel, for the analytical thought of any intellectual comprehension. This is the aspect of Malchut of Tevuna, which is the last level of the light of the essential comprehension which brings about comprehension in a separate matter, as mentioned previously in chapter 2. It is from here that the aforementioned power of intelligent thought, machshevet sechel, is made, since the light of the comprehension of the concept initially comes into his mind even before any analytical thought. This is called to grasp and understand alone. That is, it is grasped in his mind even before he thinks of the concept through the garment of thought and analysis. Nevertheless, the comprehension and concept immediately spreads into analytical thought. This, then, is the aspect of Malchut of Tevuna. It is higher than the aspect of the letters of thought, otiyot hamachshava, which are called Leah. This is also in accordance with what is known regarding the matter of the large dalet of the word echad, which is the aspect of Malchut of Tevuna, which comes from the aspect of the back, achorayim, of Ima. It is the source for the coming into existence of the thought that comes forth in actual letters, as explained elsewhere. Now, the aspect of the conceptualization itself, which is grasped within comprehension and understanding, is also called by the term thought. However, this is the aspect of the somethingness, yesh, of the light of Chokhmah, which is called chashavma, of Chokhmah. Now, there is also an inner aspect of the thought of Bina which is not heard, even in the aspect of the intellectual thought, for it is not grasped even in the intelligent thought, machshevet sechel, and it does not come into letters of thought altogether. This is like the aspect of the depth of comprehension, omek hamusag, which is ungraspable even in the comprehension and thought of Bina and the like. It is called midelo kayama le she'ela, that which is beyond inquiry. This will suffice those of understanding. This then is the meaning of the aforementioned statement. There is thought, i.e. the concealed thought of the desire as mentioned previously, and there is the analytical thought of Bina, which comes into the category of the aspect of actual letters of thought, which are called leah, etc. However, both these aspects exist even in the desire which transcends intellect. In other words, this is the aspect of the hidden Bina, Bina Stima'ah, of Arich Anpin, which is the concealed thought in the hidden desire. That is, just as there is a hidden intellect and wisdom of Arich Anpin, which is hidden from all conceptualization, and is the hidden Chokhmah of Arich Anpin, which, as known, is called the hidden reasoning for the desire, so likewise there is an aspect of the concealed Bina, Bina Stima'ah, etc. This is similar to the difference that we observed between the two types of thoughts mentioned above in regard to revealed thought. This is to say that there is the desire which becomes revealed in the brain, which is the desire in the nerves of the brain. It is called the concealed thought, machshava stima'ah, because of the concealment of this desire in the brain before it comes to chokhmah and bina. Furthermore, there is also the aspect of the analytical thought, machshava eyunit, which is the aspect of the something of the nothing of Chokhmah, until it ultimately comes into the aspect of actual letters of thought. Now, according to what was stated previously in chapter 38, regarding the first source of the letters of thought in the actual essential self of the soul, so likewise there is a source for the letters of the thought of Bina in the essence of the soul. This is similar to how there is a source for the lights of the letters of the desire that come into the nerves of the brain and the like. The only difference is that one comes as an aspect of revelation of desire, and one comes as an aspect of revelation of letters of comprehension, Bina, which are grasped within intellectual comprehension. Nevertheless, we observe that whatever it is that arises in his desires and thoughts will come out until the aspect of the letters of thought of Bina. That is, the aspect of the concealed desire and thought is drawn forth into the revealed thought of Bina. This is also the matter of the verse, I shall be as I shall be, which is the revelation of the general keter of Arich Anpin within the particular keter which is in Bina. This is in accordance with what is known and explained elsewhere regarding the matter of the Levite, he shall do the service of the tent of meeting, that the revelation of Atik Yomin is specifically in Bina. This is also the matter of the 3 thorns of the letter Yud. As explained elsewhere at length, this will suffice for those of understanding.